Are you looking for a master plan community that is safe, built for family life, has amazing weather and great schools? Well, I might just have the right city for you, and that's Mission Viejo, California. And today, we are going to be looking at the pros and cons, and we're also going to take a tour of this city and see what it has to offer. Now, I'd like to compare the city to Irvine. Now, Mission Viejo consists of about 90,000, and Irvine has about 300,000. And both cities are well maintained, are incredibly clean, and are both master planned. But the big difference here is that, yes, Irvine has a lot more jobs. However, Mission Viejo is really not that far south of Irvine. So even if you were to live in Mission Viejo and work in Irvine, your commute would still be short. So today, let's get right into the pros and cons and take a tour. Well, today I'm over at Lake Mission Viejo, and the weather is absolutely amazing. It's 70 degrees here, and even in this winter weather, we experience some of the most amazing temperatures throughout the entire year. And if you're back east, it's quite cold, but here in California, this is the kind of weather that we can expect pretty much year round. Now, of course, during the summertime, it's going to heat up, and a lot of people don't realize this, but the cities that are on the east side, you're usually going to see about 10 degrees difference. So if you're in Laguna Beach during the summertime and it's 80 down there, it's probably going to be about 90 in Mission Viejo. And that's where we lead into one of the cons here in Mission Viejo, and that is air conditioning. And yes, during the summertime, you're definitely going to be running AC, but here's the good news. A lot of people have invested in solar, which is definitely going to cut down on your bills. However, if you don't have solar and you have an old AC system that's not efficient, then yes, it could be quite expensive. So those are just some things to keep in mind. But anyways, we are going to go into the great schools today. We're going to check out what's safe about Mission Viejo. We're also going to talk about the family life. We're going to show you some of the great amenities around this whole city, and see what it really has to offer. So let me just take a brief moment to introduce myself. I am Chris Goodwin, and I have been a licensed realtor here in the state of California for 24 years, and also been living in Orange County for over 51 years. So I know this county and the city of Mission Viejo very well. So if you're looking for something in South Orange County, or actually anywhere in Orange County, because you have a lot of choices, 34 cities and 19 unincorporated areas, then feel free to give me a call or give me a text. If you're out of the country, well, there's always WhatsApp, and we can really pin down what you are looking for because everybody's situation is unique. Well, let's talk housing in Mission Viejo. And I'm over here at Lake Mission Viejo, and they actually have two condo complexes that are right on the water, but then there's also many single family residences, which are extremely large and sell for multi-millions. And so you have a broad spectrum of properties here on Lake Mission Viejo that you can choose from. Now, I like to compare this city to Irvine, and the median price in Mission Viejo is very in line with Orange County. However, Irvine, there's a little premium there. It's about $350,000 to $400,000 more than what the median is in Orange County and Mission Viejo. So Irvine really goes for so much more is because, one, they are centrally located, so they can get anywhere in the county at a reasonable amount of time. But two, it's a job hub, and it's master planned just like Mission Viejo. So I would say the biggest difference between Mission Viejo and Irvine is the fact that there's a lack of jobs in Mission Viejo. Now, there are definitely places to work, and there's a huge medical facilities around Mission Viejo. There's no doubt about that. And we have a hospital. It is the local trauma center, and they employ a lot of people. And they have another extension to Chalk Hospital, which is Children's Hospital of Orange County, on top of the hospital. So there's no shortage of jobs for nurses and doctors and that sort of thing. However, Irvine is definitely the tech sector. All right, let's talk traffic in the city of Mission Viejo. Traffic is not an issue. In fact, you can get through the city pretty quickly from, say, the 5 freeway. And on the north end of the city, we have State Route 241. That's a toll road. Not everybody wants to take that, and I get it because it's expensive. But it's definitely a good option if you're running late or you're headed out to, say, like the Inland Empire, which is like Riverside or San Bernardino County, to go skiing up in the mountains or out to Palm Desert. Then yeah, you'll probably take the 241 to get out out to the 91. But if you're just running down the 5 every day to go, say, work in Irvine, your commute's really not going to be that bad. Yes, living in Irvine's nice because it's centrally located and you can get around the county pretty easy. But, and especially if you work in Irvine and you live in Irvine, yeah, that's going to be great. But the city of Mission Viejo really isn't that far south of Irvine. In fact, South Irvine, if you're on the 5 freeway, you can be to the couple exits down to Mission Viejo in about 5 minutes, and it's that quick. But then, of course, you got to shoot up to, you know, different parts of the city, and certain parts are going to take longer than others. There's no doubt about it. But the good news is that we have a lot of big streets cutting through the city that can get you to just about anywhere you want to go. Let's talk about Mission Viejo Lake. They have so much to offer. They have the beaches, which is right across from me, and that's North Beach way behind me over there. But then on the far side, way down the lake, there's an East Beach, and both beaches are just fantastic. But the other great thing is that the lake actually has a lot of different amenities. You can rent a pontoon boat. You can actually take that out on a sunset cruise and eat your dinner out on the water, which is a really cool thing. You can rent paddle boats, and they have some other water toys that you can rent as well. And there's fishing in this lake, which is really nice too. So you can bring out your kids and throw out the line and see if you can catch yourself a fish. So Lake Mission Viejo, absolutely gorgeous, and there's multi-million-dollar properties that are on the east side of the lake and actually over on the west side as well. And these are beautiful condos. And I will tell you, if you're going lakefront, yeah, they're not cheap. They're 1.25 million approximately. And the cheaper ones that don't have views, they're more inside the track, those are about 1 million. And on the other end of the lake, there's some other beautiful condos, and those go for anywhere in the 8s, 9s, and $1 million mark, depending on how close you are to the water within that track. And those are called the Finisterras. So there's a lot to choose from here at Lake Mission Viejo in regards to, you know, amenities and where you can live and how much you want to spend each month. But on a large mortgage or even your HOA fees. And the good thing though is none of this has Melrose. They're all low taxes, and that's the key. So yes, HOAs, but no Melrose here at Lake Mission Viejo, and this is just one special place to be. And I spent many summers here, and I grew up in Mission Viejo during my elementary years, and almost every summer we were up here swimming around, doing our thing as kids, and I would tell you that was a blast. Talking about gated communities, Mission Viejo actually has several gated communities. One's for 55 plus, so if you're a senior and you want to be in the city of Mission Viejo, you can be in there. It's called Costa del Sol. And my grandparents used to live in there, and I spent many years going in that community, and it is absolutely wonderful. And if you want some other communities that are not 55 plus, that are for more family life, well, there's plenty of those as well. And we can definitely show you where those are at. And the great thing is, none of those properties have Melrose, and some of them have HOAs without a doubt because it's gated. But, you know, you have to pay for the amenities, obviously, but you usually get some extras like tennis courts sometimes, or a gym, or a park. It really just depends on which track you're in with the gate. But that is an option if you need that, and that's what you're looking for. Let's talk airports, because a lot of people, you know, fly on a regular basis for work or whatever. Well, if you're in Mission Viejo, you can actually be at the airport here in Orange County in probably about 20 to 25 minutes. And it's all you gotta do is shoot down one of the arteries here in Mission Viejo, jump on the 5 North to the North 405 into the Irvine area, and right off MacArthur and the 405, that is where the airport is. Who needs to drive to LAX if you don't have to? And who wants to drive to San Diego International Airport? Most people don't want to. Now, sometimes you might have to, depending on where you're going in the world, because it is limited at Orange County Airport. They go to portions of Mexico and portions of Canada and throughout the US. But if you're doing domestic flights, you can usually get to just about anywhere you want to go from Orange County. So keep that in mind if you want to be flying out of Orange County. It's relatively close and it's very convenient. All right, for all you golfers, I got great news. We have 2 golf courses in the city of Mission Viejo. One is actually owned by the city, and that's just south of the lake. And it's a little smaller course, and it's much more reasonable in price than the larger course that's on the south end, right off Avery and the 5. But I will tell you, both courses are well maintained. They're both public, so if you're a golfer, check it out. And if you're from another city, you might want to come down to Mission Viejo and go golfing because it is a great spot. And I've been on both courses many times, and I will tell you the one on the south end is a lot more of a challenge, but you know, like I said, it's just a little more expensive than the one here owned by the city by the lake. So if you're a golfer, consider this city for your drives and your putts, because it's definitely a great place to check out. Well, now I'm over here on the east side of Lake Mission Viejo, and this is East Beach, and it's closed during the winter because it is January, but North Beach, it's open all year long. And there's a lot of cool things about the lake. But the reason I wanted to come over to this side was there's a street with multi-million-dollar properties, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to take a quick look at some of these properties. And here's the first one right next to East Beach. And this one is absolutely amazing. They just redid this recently, and I watched it be built. When I would spend some summers back to back on East Beach, I would see that one being redone. And a lot of these properties have their own docks and their own party boats. Now you can rent those over at Lake Mission Viejo, and those are options. But if you own one of these multi-million-dollar properties, yes, you can find your own dock and your own party boat. And it's really cool for you to go out with your family onto the lake, have a meal, maybe watch the sunset, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now keep in mind, these homes were built quite some time ago, and there was no Millaroos, so it's got the low property tax rates, which is phenomenal. And Lake Mission Viejo HOA is just under $30. What a bargain for being right on the water and being part of the HOA of Lake Mission Viejo to use their beaches and all their amenities that they offer. So this is something to keep in mind. So I hope you like Lake Mission Viejo, because this is definitely something that a lot of people really enjoy all year long. Well, now I'm over in Central East Mission Viejo. This is Calafia track, and the home behind me is actually for sale. It's $1.575 million. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's just over 1,900 square feet. And what we're going to do today, we're going to go in and take a look. And I think you might be impressed because the remodel came out beautiful. So let's take a look. So I'm still over here in the Calafia track, and I want to give you an idea of what the houses here kind of look like. And they're actually gorgeous. And these homes are like 19 to 2,000 square feet. Well, now I'm over here in some new construction that I wanted you to see. They actually completed a project in 2024. All of Mission Viejo is pretty much built out. However, last year they actually completed a project, and it was condos. And typical trend with new construction is that they go vertical, as you can see. And right behind me, you can kind of see the garages. And you'll see that the buildings, you got the garages at the bottom, and then you got a second level and a third level. And that tends to be the new trend in Orange County when it comes to condos. And there's nothing wrong with that. And these are actually really priced well for Mission Viejo. And for example, there's one property for sale in this entire track, and it's called Saddleback Place, and it's going for $740,000. It's 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1365 square feet. And for what you get, it's actually a good value. And so I wanted to give you an idea of what the new construction looks like in Mission Viejo. And this is on the very north end. And the good thing is this has no Millaroos. And that's a big plus, because if you had the same property in Irvine, you would have Melrose, which would be a lot more property taxes. So something to keep in mind. Well, now I'm over in Painted Trails area, and these were built in the early 2000s. And these are off El Toro Road. They're really close to some of the other newer developments. Now, anything in Orange County that's 2000 or later is really considered new construction, because there's a lot of older homes in Orange County, especially in North Orange County. But here in Painted Trails, there is no Melrose, which is a great thing. And this tract is fantastic. In fact, they have some really large homes, and they have condos, townhomes, and also single family residences here. And some of these homes can go for about $2 million, and this is definitely a really popular neighborhood. And there's always a low inventory here, just because, one, they're priced really well for what you get, and two, the amenities and the location is just absolutely gorgeous. Well, I'm right off El Toro Road in a newer development. It was actually completed in 2017, and it's called Sky Ridge, and it's a gorgeous community here in North Mission Viejo. And there's some fabulous properties in here. There's 3 bedrooms. They even have 5 bedrooms. There was one actually for sale on this street. It's $2.45 million. It's 3 bedroom, 3 bath. It's just under 3,000 square feet. And the views from the rear yard is absolutely amazing. So you can't go wrong. Now, that property will be right behind me here with a for sale sign, and it's a gorgeous property. But I wanted to show you this because I want you to realize that Mission Viejo is just not a mature city. They also have some great areas that are newer construction as well. So, and the other great thing is that there's no Melrose here. So you're not paying the high property taxes. Yes, you have an HOA, but that's a good thing, because look, keeps everybody in uniformity. And there's a lot of different models here to choose from. So I just want to give you an idea of the new construction at Mission Viejo. Well, I'm now over at Florence Joyner Park, and right behind me they have a small baseball field and soccer field. But on the other side of this park, they also have a huge jungle gym. And this is just a great park. And it's just a perfect example of what Mission Viejo has to offer for the residents. They have 55 parks in this city, and it's really built for family life, and that's why it's a master plan community. They did it right in the city of Mission Viejo. They certainly don't skimp. They put the tax dollars back into the amenities for the residents. And if you drive around the city, you'll just see how well maintained and clean everything is. And it's just a great place to really raise a family. So next time you're in Mission Viejo, check out some of these parks, especially Florence Joyner. Well, now I'm over here at the Oso Creek Trail, and this is a trail that runs about 5.5 miles through the city. And I will tell you, it is one special trail that you can walk through the city with all your friends and family, and the city left nothing untouched when it came to great amenities for the residents. Just another example of what Mission Viejo does for their city. All right, well, now I'm over here at the Mission Viejo Skate Park. This is right off Olympiad. As you can see, there's a lot of teens behind me doing their thing. And this is another wonderful amenity provided by the city of Mission Viejo. And I will tell you, they have a lot of parks to choose from. They have up to 55 different parks throughout the city. Now, it is a little different from Irvine in that Irvine has over 350, but considering the size of Mission Viejo, that's a pretty good number. And most people can either walk or drive, be at any park within about 5 to 10 minutes. And some people actually live right across the street from parks, so it just really depends where you're at. But this one you can't beat. And if you'd like to skate, this is a good place to check out. So now we're at the La Paz Dog Park, and this is over in Mission Viejo, right off Olympiad. And this place is actually almost about 5 p.m. and it is jam-packed with people with their dogs. And this is a really popular place, both morning, day, and night here. And people love to bring their dogs here, and they can interact with all the other dogs in the community. And not only does Mission Viejo residents come here and check out all these dogs that are playing around. Anyways, another great spot here and another great amenity provided by the city of Mission Viejo. So I'm at City Hall in Mission Viejo at Marguerite and La Paz, and right behind me is one of the sheriff's deputies' cars. And the reason they're here is because, yes, they protect the city of Mission Viejo, the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and they do an outstanding job. And if you go to safewise.com, you'll find out that Mission Viejo is ranked number 5 in the state for being the safest, but in the United States, they're ranked number 54. And this city has very low crime. Now, it's subjective, Everybody has a different opinion on what's safe to them. So that's why once you pick a neighborhood, you should go check it out multiple days at different times and see if it really fits what you're looking for. But I will tell you, the statistics show this is a great city with low crime. Now I'm over here at the public library, and it is actually on the other side of the City Hall entrance. And so right behind me is, yes, City Hall, but when we come back around, we have the City Library, and this once again is right off Marguerite and La Paz. So this is a great library, you should check it out. And now I'm over here at the Sierra Rec Center, and they have several rec centers throughout the city, and they are loaded with pools and tennis courts and playground areas, and this is just a fantastic place. Actually, I used to compete in swimming when I was in elementary school, and this was one of the locations where we had our meets. So I spent a lot of summers here, and this is a really cool place to hang out with the kids during the summer and also through the whole year. And the weather today is absolutely phenomenal. It's in the mid 60s with blue skies, and it's just a gorgeous day. Wonderful day to come work out at the rec center. Over here inside the Sierra Rec Center, and this is the playground area. This is a really cool place for kids to run around and do some great things during the summertime or even all year long. Keep in mind, this is January. And then right behind me is the gorgeous lap pool. You can see people are, just doing their thing here midday. And it's not too crowded during the week. Weekends get a little busier because the kids are out of school, and especially during summertime. But I will remind you, there are some great rec centers. Well, I'm now down over here at the local mall here in Mission Viejo in the southern portion of the city. It's right off Crown Valley and the 5 freeway. And it's a great little mall. If you don't want to drive up the Irvine Spectrum, well, this is a great choice because you have a lot of big names here. You got your Apple store, and then the anchor stores are like Nordstrom's and Macy's. But then they have some great restaurants too. They have Cheesecake Factory, P.F. Chang's, Islands. They have a food court right inside where it says Old Navy right there behind me. You go right in there, and there's a huge food court, and that's really good as well. And they have plenty of shops in there, and you can find a lot of the stores that you're going to find at Irvine Spectrum, but of course Spectrum is going to have a lot more. So if you want something bigger, yes, you're going to have to go to South Coast Plaza or Fashion Island or even the San Clemente Outlets or Irvine Spectrum. But for something that's close and it's got a lot of the facilities or a lot of the stores that you're looking for, this is a great hangout. And a lot of people come here during the summer because they don't want to deal with the AC at home, so they'll come down here and use the free AC. Even they come down here even on rain days because it's fun to shop while it's raining, because we don't get a whole lot of rain in California, at least in Southern California. When we do, people like to come shop at Mission Mall. Well, I'm over here in the Mission Ridge neighborhood now of Mission Viejo. It's a little more southern portion of the city, but while we look at the homes, let's talk about the schools. There's 2 school districts here in Mission Viejo. That is Saddleback Unified School District and Capistrano Unified School District. And both of them are ranked actually really high. If you go to either greatschools.org or niche.com, what you'll find on niche.com is that Capo Unified is ranked A+, and Saddleback Unified is ranked A. Now there's 3 high schools in Mission Viejo. We have Mission Viejo High School, we have Capistrano Valley High School, and then there's Trabuco Hills High School. And Trabuco Hills and Mission Viejo are both ranked at an A with niche.com, but niche also says that Capa Valley High School is ranked A+. So the high schools are really good. Now, when it comes to sports, Mission Viejo, if you do your research, has a huge following when it comes to football. Yes, people actually move to the city to have their kids play football at Mission Viejo High School. Why is that? Well, the D1 schools, that's right, the big universities, they know all about Mission Viejo and their football program. And kids really want to get recognized. So what do? They move to Mission Viejo to give their kids the best opportunity and chances of getting recognized by a big university where they might get a scholarship. So that's something that's very common here in the city of Mission Viejo. So they don't take their sports light, but I will tell you the education is fantastic beyond the sports, and it's definitely something you might want to consider. Now, there are private schools in the area, and those are fantastic too, but you got to definitely pay for those, where you can get a great education with the tax dollars at the public schools. So keep that in mind. And in a little bit, we're actually going to take a tour of Saddleback College. I'll give you a rundown on what that's like here in the city of Mission Viejo as well. We are going to continue with education, but we're going to step it up, and we're at Community College Saddleback, and this is in South Mission Viejo. This is one place you might want to consider if you want to be a nurse, because they have the #1 pass rate in the entire United States for getting your license. And when you go to Wallet Hub, you will find, when you're doing your research, that this is the number 14th best community college in all of the United States. So you get great facilities, as you can see right behind me, but you also get a great education. And you may want to consider 2 years here before you head off to a big university, but that's really up to you. So there's no shortage of great education here in South Mission Viejo. So now I'm over here in Central Mission Viejo, and this is Pacific Hills, and this is a phenomenal neighborhood. These are very large homes in this section of the city. These are 3-car garages, and they're about 3,200 square feet. Just really depends on which model you select. But there's some great houses here, and these are pushing close to $2 million. And the reason is because, yes, they're rather large, with 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and like I said, in excess of 3,000 square feet. But here's the key. There is no Miller roofs. In fact, almost all of Mission Viejo has 0 Miller roofs. And if you don't know what that is, property taxes in Orange County are typically about 1.1%. But then if you buy new construction, like they have in certain areas of the county, like Rancho Mission Viejo or even the Great Park area in Irvine, you're going to have the 1.1, but then you're going to have all that Miller roofs, which are additional bonds on top of your taxes, which you're going to pay for. So you got to keep that in mind. Where here in Mission Viejo, you don't have that, so you can put that towards a mortgage. And some of these communities don't even have HOAs in Mission Viejo. Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour today of Mission Viejo. I showed you some pros and cons. There's definitely few cons because Mission Viejo is a special place to live. And as you can see, the weather is phenomenal. So whether you're looking for a condo, townhome, or single family residence, or even a custom estate like the one right behind me, you can find just about anything you're looking for in your price range. So you can always call me, you can text me, or if you're out of the country, you can always reach me via WhatsApp. And we will figure out exactly what you're looking for so that we can find the right property for you and your family. So I look forward to talking to you, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.